All right, so we're gonna do more side control attacks today. The other day we were working on the spinning arm bar and then also taking the back if they don't give you that underhook there. So today we're gonna do some stuff by utilizing the lapel while I'm controlling him in side control. This is also good for you too if you need to just, man, you've been working for several minutes trying to get this, sweep this guy or whatever, and you finally get on top of him and maybe you're just a little bit tired. There's certain ways I can utilize this lapel to kind of hold him down a little bit, and then also use it to submit him or control him, right? So when I'm in here, in this position, okay, I got my armpit in or middle finger in his armpit, and I'm pulling back, and I got some pressure on his face. I can adjust my base, however I want to do it. I've got my elbow in here. I want to come up to this more upright position first. I don't want to be completely stretched out when I start attacking this. So I've got pressure on him here. I don't want to kind of come off of him. I've got pressure towards his face so that he's not really worried about moving me. He's just eating that a little bit. All right. And then I'm going to take my thumb and go high into his lapel. From here, I'm just going to slide it. As I slide, I'm pulling it out here. I don't want to dig down here at the knot of his belt because sometimes it's too tight. So I want to make like one swoop with this hand to get it open. Okay. Once it's here, don't fight it like you yank, because the more I do that, he's going to start to try to keep it from being moved. All right. So I'm going to grab underhand to where I can see like the tail of the gi, and then I'm going to stretch it out. And from here, I'm going to make a big circle. I'm trying to give myself some material to work with. All right. So when I'm here, I'm going to swoop it out and get a grip. And from here, I can make it super tight and drop my shoulder on him. It's very hard for him to move here. All right, it's super difficult for him to turn into me. Go ahead. Because that lapel is really locking him down. Okay, so I'm a little tight here. That's good for control. As I'm gonna go for a baseball bat choke. So I'm gonna slide this grip down. So I need to have a space to where I can access the lapel here, okay, next to his neck. So once I'm in here, I want to pull that tight, and then I'm going to slide my hand down. I don't want to be on the very end where it's going to slip off, but pretty close to the end. And then from here, I'm tight, and then I'm going to pop up to knee on belly. And then now I have a gap here for me to shoot my hand. So as he goes to address my knee and try to escape, I catch my hand, put both hands together. Okay, from here, I'm going to pull up, and I'm going to drop and sort of cut that elbow underneath his neck. Once I cut the elbow down, I'm going to straighten both arms as I turn. Down here, and then I'm going to pop up and put my head to his, sorry, you okay?
Yeah.
It's tight. I'm going to put my head towards his hip, like in his armpit here. Get back here. So I cut, down, head to the armpit, and I'm going to pop to my toes. And then get my finish. Okay? Sorry. It's kind of quick. I want to cut that elbow to get underneath his neck so that I have both arms tight on his arteries when I extend them. Okay?
Some people will panic tap before you get all the way down, right?
Yeah, because it gets tight. Okay? So I'm going to put this back in just for demonstration purposes. Good. So control. Got a lot of pressure on him. I'm going to open. Get the tail, extend it out, and I'm going to make a big loop. What it's going to do is make sure I have some material to work with. All right. From here, I have tight, all my pressure on it. I'm going to pop up, and then I'm going to drop this down just a little bit here. So as he turns and tries to get into my knee, I can reach my hand through and get both my hands together. All right. Once I have this, cut the elbow. You can also pull him in and then cut the elbow, all right? And then I'm going to turn. I want to hide my head like down his armpit, okay? So if I was finishing over here, I put my head right down into this spot. Does that make sense? What I don't want to do is lay on top of his chest with my head. I don't want him to be able to use his hands to push my head up or to push me too far towards his hips. Does that make sense? Okay. Any questions? Yeah.
You know, sometimes you can't get that tail because maybe it's too short. Can I still grab the lapel and do the same
You
thing?
can. It's
Okay.
you can. I can go right to knee on belly and just do it with this lapel,
Okay.
or with his collar, if you will, not his lapel as much. Right. So I can pop up here. Got my thumb behind. Okay, behind his neck.
Uh-huh.
All right. So I want my forearm against the artery here. Okay. Now I need to be able to get my hand in here. Right. So I could be holding him here. He goes to pop off, and if he comes into me as he's bridging, I can punch my hand in here deep. Once I got both my hands in there, I can do the same thing. Okay. You can see my hands are a little further apart, so my grip is not going to be as good. It can still be super tight. Okay. So the same thing. I'm going to pull, cut. Finish the same way. Okay. Both work. I like this because I have a superior amount of control.
Okay.
Okay.
What-
Now,
Go ahead.
yes, go ahead.
Combination of, if I get the tail, I pull it in the back, but then I use.
You can't do both.
You can't do
You
both.
got to go double collar
Or double.
or the lapel.
Okay.
You can't do one lapel, one collar.
Okay.
No.
Just-
Yeah. All right. Any other questions? I got one more we'll do after that, about midway through. Get your partners and we'll work through this one.
Okay. He's coming.
In a similar fashion, but I'm going to finish. It's a completely different finish. All right, so we're going to do a Brabo choke here. All right, so in, a lot of pressure, turn. I got pressure on them. I'm going to get to that easy part that I can access on the lapel. Open it, and then I'm going to get my position here. Okay, extend, tight on the lapel. Okay. What I'm going to do, I need to have as much space on this as I can get. I want a lot of real estate. Okay? Now I'm going to pop up here. Now, instead of me going for this collar, notice how I have it a little further under his back. I'm not really worried about being able to reach this here because this is not where I'm going this time. I'm going to slide my grip down here. As he hits my knee, I'm going to shoot here. Okay? And once I have this grip, I can go threaten the cross choke. Okay? So this grip is super tight in here. I go right to his shoulder, try to get my choke here. This is really only the setup. I can finish them here. What I want is this hand to come up, right? So if I'm threatening the cross choke, this is what I want. And I'm gonna grab this, punch it down, and put my chest on his tricep. That's what I want. So I wanna get him on his side here. This hand is gonna grab at his back, and I'm gonna close my elbow on his head, squeeze. Okay, you all right? You held out there for a second.
A little bit.
All right. Tap sooner.
Yeah. I didn't know where it was
Hold on,
coming.
he
I
needs
was
a second.
like chewing my gum. And then I was like, oh, okay, I can't chew my gum anymore.
All right. So, open the lapel here. A lot of room. Make it tight. Pull it deep. All right. Reason I want it deep and under his shoulder here is I'm going to go on the other side of his head. Pop up the knee on belly. Here. Make my switch. Okay. So give myself a little room here. Okay. Now, notice how his hand's at my knee. If I try to do this now, his hand's going to be in the wrong position. This hand here. I need this hand to go over my arm. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a cross choke here. And that's what I want. Here. Okay, I'm going to loosen this so he doesn't die. You all right?
Yep.
Okay. So I got pressure. Sternum is on his tricep. Grab his back, close my elbow. Squeeze. All right. So pressure, open it up. Grab the lapel. Okay. Once I have this, he might be defending, trying to keep his arm down here. I want to extend this out so I can try to beat that elbow. Okay? In tight. Now, I have a lot of space here. I'm going to slide my hand down when I come up. Here. There. Okay? Now, grab the top of the material. I can go for a choke here. When that hand goes up to defend, that's what I want. I want to put my sternum on the back of his tricep. Grab the back. You all right?
I can't really answer when you ask about the day, but yeah.
So I want to sprawl, close my elbows. So kind of let the air out of my lungs, and like that's my choke. Okay. Now, I call it kind of my game over finish. If he's being uncooperative and not wanting to tap for whatever reason, I sit to my hip and I hook his leg for the same grip. Okay. So here, let me. It's probably better if I turn the other direction for that, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can turn this way. That's good. That's good. So, make my grip tight. Come up. Make my transfer. Once I have it, I'm good. Right. Set my choke. Right. He goes to defend. Here. Okay. Let me loosen this a little bit. You all right? Okay. Grab the back. Maybe I'm going for my finish, it's not working. He's trying to turn to his side to defend it. I'm gonna sit on my hip, squeeze. I'm gonna hook this leg.
The top leg.
Yeah. Okay? There's nowhere for him to go at that point. Again, I'm just gonna squeeze it together.
Is it hard to get that lapel and switch hands?
No.
There's enough that,
No. You wanna get it, you all right? You wanna get it real deep, like we were talking about earlier. I can always slide my hand back and make the change, okay? Then threaten that cross choke. You may get some of those,
Okay.
but that's really there so I can get him to put his hand where I need it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, so it's really a bait and switch.
Kind of.
But we couldn't tap him with that cross choke.
You absolutely can. I've seen it, but I'm gonna assume he's gonna like see the obvious thing and try to get that out of there, right? Not give me that, right? So now when he does that, it gives me the opportunity to attack the Brabo.
That's a Brabo?
Brabo, Doris, whatever you want to call it, but it's a lapel version or gi version.
Okay.
Okay, good. All right, get your partners.